I'm suing my father-in-law for what he did to my daughter. My girlfriend comes from this pure Japanese bloodline family. She's also super pale with jet black hair, which I never paid much attention to until I met her family. They're all really pale with straight black hair, and they act like it's something sacred. It's weird. They find a way to work into every conversation that it's so important to maintain their heritage, and so difficult to find proper Japanese schools in America, in this way that makes it obvious that they're not actually concerned about education. You know what I'm talking about. All of my girlfriend's brothers went on to marry women who look creepily similar to my girlfriend and have their little Japanese babies, and everyone's very happy in the family portrait. So as you might expect, they were a little miffed when my girlfriend hooked up with a black guy from Atlanta, it's me, hi, with dark skin and thick locks. I don't look like them. I look like Michael B. Jordan with dreads. Her dad was always polite to me, but there was definitely a different vibe between how he treated me and how he treats my girlfriend's sister's Tokyo businessman boyfriend. Whatever, I didn't care. And after my girlfriend got pregnant, surprise, he started being a little friendlier towards me because people get excited when there's a baby coming. But he'd throw in a lot of little comments throughout the pregnancy, moments where he'd just pause and sigh and say something like, "I just hope she honors the family tradition." I would usually just pretend I didn't know what he meant and say, "Oh, I'm sure she'll love your miso soup," or, "You know she's going to be great at calligraphy," or whatever. And he'd just nod kind of stiffly, like he does. Well, my daughter was born 6 months ago, and she has the most beautiful head of tight curls and gorgeous brown skin. My girlfriend and I are so in love with her. Well, 3 days ago, our nanny had a family emergency and canceled, and we were stuck because my girlfriend and I both had meetings. I called my girlfriend's dad to see if he was available to watch the baby. He'd never been alone with her before because I had some new parent anxiety and didn't like her being away from me. And honestly, because he'd always seemed a little distant and formal with my girlfriend's nieces and nephews, so I didn't think babysitting was really his thing. To my surprise, he was thrilled to do it, so I dropped the baby off there on my way to work. My girlfriend's meeting ended before mine did, so she was going to pick her up in a few hours. Throughout the day, I got a few texts from my girlfriend's dad that the baby was doing fine and enjoying herself. I was just about to leave work when my girlfriend called me and asked if I was on my way home. I said almost, and she said, "You need to get here now." She said she didn't want to tell me anything more over the phone, but assured me that the baby was okay. Obviously, I broke every speed limit getting home as fast as I could. I ran in through the front door and my girlfriend was holding the baby and her hair was straight, chemically straightened, limp, damaged, straight, with her beautiful curls completely destroyed and her hair hanging flat against her head. Worst of all was her scalp. It was clearly burned from the chemicals, with red welts and blisters all over. I started yelling and asked my girlfriend what the hell had happened, and she said, "My father thought it would be a nice surprise, but he thinks maybe she had a sensitive reaction or something." I said, "She had a normal reaction to chemical relaxer on a baby's scalp." I couldn't believe that he would take his obsession with his family all looking like traditional Japanese portraits so far that he would injure my child. She was crying and clearly in pain, and I felt like the worst father in the world for leaving her with him. I immediately took her to the emergency room because I was worried about the chemical burns on her scalp. They gave her an examination and said that she definitely has chemical burns that will need treatment and monitoring. My girlfriend said she was completely on my side and her father was way out of line, but then she said, "I'll talk to him." Talk to him? He assaulted our child and caused her physical harm. I told her that when she talks to him, she better just be telling him to get a lawyer. She said if I sue her father, she doesn't think our relationship will survive. I said, "There's the exit."